Yo, what's up everybody, it's your boy Leroy Gangs here, coming at you with another Should You Pull video. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming banner of Dong Heng Imbibiter Lune. And of course, we're going to go over his kit, his Eidolons, as well as the Eidolons of all the supporting characters on his banner, and talking about, a little bit of, efficiency, if it's worth the pull, if you're a free-to-play character, or if you're pay to win well, whatever. Of course, if you're just pulling for every character like some people, of course, you will. But at the same time, it's a game. Have fun with it. Like they always say, do what you want. So let's go over Dong Heng right now. We're just gonna start with the normal attack, which is kind of the biggest part of him. His normal attack gets augmented by his skill, and every time that you use his skill, as you see, Transcendence enhancing skill one time, it enhances up to 3 times. It makes his basic attack even stronger, right? If you guys played the story already, you kind of already know what this does. But just as a a little refresher course, starting out, if you don't enhance it all, it's a 2-hit attack. It goes to 130% damage. If you enhance it all the way, it's a 7-hit attack, dealing 650% damage, as well as 234% to the adjacent targets. Now, to the adjacent targets only happen at the second and third time that you do it, instead of the first time. But I mean, at the same time, like, that's a lot of damage nonetheless. As far as his skill here, enhances basic attack, like I've already said, as well as upon unleashing Divine Spear or Fulgurant Leap, 1 stack of Dominating Roar is gained before every hit, starting at the 4th hit. Each stack of Dominating Roar increases Dong Heng Imbibiter Lune's crit damage by 6%. A max of 4 stacks. These stacks last until the end of the turn. Now it says starting at 4th hit. So I don't know if you can use his basic attack and then just go straight into his ult, or if you have to do it the other way. Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, that's kind of weird, because it says starting at 4th hit, right? And the only one that hits enough like that would be the 2nd or 3rd times here. The 3rd time would stack it all the way, and then you would use the ultimate, to have max crit damage, which unleashes a 3-hit attack that deals damage base 180% of his attack, right, to a single target, and then also does some AoE damage as well. It obtains 2 Swarma. You got me. I got no idea. A max of 3 can be possessed at any time. May consume an equivalent number of Swarma instead of skill points. Okay, cool. So that makes them, not as skill point hungry as some might think. And then his talents, he gains 1 stack of Righteous Heart after each hit unleashed during attack. Righteous Heart increases his damage overall 5% base up to, and he has 6, so that's 30% base if every time he hits. That's insane. And of course that scales up to an insane amount. What was that, 72, 75%, right? Holy shit. That's crazy. That's just a permanent damage buff pretty much. And this technique, the thing you use outside battle, right? After using his technique, he enters Leaping Dragon state for 20 seconds. While in Leaping Dragon state, using his attack will cause him to move forward rapidly, set a distance, attacking all enemies he touches and blocking all incoming attacks. Okay. After entering combat via attacking enemies in the Leaping Dragon state, Dong Heng deals imaginary damage to 100%, 120% to all allies, and he gains 1 of his things. Okay, sick. I mean, that just means you have a free skill point, right? That's really good. And then we're gonna go down here. We're not gonna talk about the traces or anything like that. That's like build stuff. We'll do whatever. We'll talk about the Eidolons here. If you can planning to summon, if you're a whale or something, you want to summon for multiple. Hey, maybe you get lucky if you're a free to play player and you pull 2 on the same pull or something. Maybe you do that. So let's go over there here. Eidolon level 1, increase the number of stackable Righteous Heart stacks by 4, and 1 extra stack of Righteous Heart will be gained per attack. So then that goes to 10, which means this is a 120% buff at max. 125%. God damn, that's crazy. That's double. That is insane value. That is disgustingly good. That's like a personal light cone level of good. It's really good. So number 2, after using his ultimate, Dong Heng Imbibiter Lune's action is advanced forward by 100%. And he gains an extra 1. So this means that right after he uses his ultimate, he can just auto attack again, like full enrage or full enhanced. 3 is always the same. 4, buffs provided by dominating roar persist until the end of this character's next turn. That makes that really good, so you don't just drop stacks, right, like back and forth. And then number 6, after like that's probably like the worst one probably. After any other ally uses their ultimate, the imaginary res pen of Dong Heng Biberlui's next fulgurant leap attack increased by 20% up to 3 stacks. So if you just have like a supporting roster with your boy, and then he just does another 80% damage on top of his damage amp with his other damage amp to damage amp, Jesus Christ, man. Like, that's not power creep. I don't know what the fuck is. That's crazy. But you know, most people are not going to get the 6. Yeah, 6 is really, really good. I don't know. I feel like 1 and 2 are really good. 4, I mean, 4 is really good too. Like, don't get me wrong, especially when you pair it with 2. So I guess that's why it's above here and like their reasoning. So I understand that. Yeah, I'll agree with that. And there's light cone if you're going to summon for that as well. Increases the rare crit rate from base 18 to 30%. When the wearer uses their basic attack, they will gain 1 stack of Dragon's Call for 2 turns. Each stack of Dragon's Call increases the wearer's attack by 18 to 30% in energy regeneration rate, 6 to 10%. Dragon's Call can be stacked up to 2 times. Okay, cool. So that means, like, let's say you get this light cone, just like S0, right? And you like max out Dong Heng. That means that this right here, disgusting value already. Like, it's already really good by itself, even if you don't get like E6 or whatever. But if you had E6, this goes up in power like 200%. It's gross. That's actually a disgusting one. And then they have like a primary, you know, team comp thing here. People like fiddle around with it, do what they want, but this one's really good to kind of get the imaginary debuff down here for the extra damage for Dong Heng, which at the end of the day is going to be super, super sweet. Of course, you do have to have, you know, in this scenario, Civil Wolf and the Lucha, which a lot of people skip Lucha, but maybe you got a friend that you can, you know, yoink him off of or whatever. And then of course Yukong is on the banner, as we saw here too. Yukong, Asta, and March 7th. We'll go over them here in a second. They're Eidolons, not their skills. They've been in the game for a little bit. If they're new, I'll go over their skills, but they've been in the game for a little bit. I'm not going to go over their skills. But you know, just in case you don't know or you want to see more in depth, all of the links to these things will be in the description below, so you can just look at them at your leisure. So yeah, that's a primary or you know, preliminary what's it called, team comp. And I mean, to be honest, that's, I mean, pretty good because you get guaranteed imaginary, right? So not too bad. Well, almost guaranteed, you know, 75%. We'll talk about it. Don't need that open anymore. But going over the Yukong here, we're gonna go over her Eidolons just in case you're gonna summon her. If you don't have, you know, E6 of her or whatever, most people kind of got her on the, you know, on the last banner. And of course, we also have a free one, so this is just more added value at whatever. So Eidolon 1 at the start of battle increases the speed of all allies by 10%. Speed is just pretty good for literally everyone. More turns, more damage, more things happening. Eidolon level 2, when an ally's current energy is equal to its energy limit, Yukong regenerates an additional 5 energy. This effect can be triggered once for each ally. The trigger count is set after Yukong casts her ultimate. Okay, hold up. Let me reread this because that was a lot of text. Okay, I got you. Cool. So she regenerates energy if someone caps on it, is what that is. I understand. Noted. And then 4, when roaring bowstrings is active, Yukong deals 30% more damage to enemies. Okay, you're not gonna run carry Yukong, so that's kind of whatever. And then 6, when Yukong uses her ultimate, she immediately gains 1 stacks of roaring bowstrings. That is pretty much means you're gonna have like guaranteed uptime on it. Really, really, really nice. Yeah, E6 is really good. E4, I don't know, dude. My else is mid, whatever. Dude, you're not really gonna care in most scenarios about her damage, so I don't agree with this here. I think E4 is last. I mean, E2, they're both pretty bad because you don't want to overcap on energy most of the time anyway. So it's like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? They're both pretty bad. E6 though, coming in clutch with it. If you know you're gonna end up, you know, pulling for, or if you get lucky or unlucky enough, depending on your scenario. And then Asta, cover her Eidolons as well. Eidolon 1, Asta skill will deal damage 1 additional time, which means you just get an additional hit. Or if you're doing her like a what's called like a break effect character, that just makes her even better. She's already really good at breaking fire enemies. That just makes her even better, right? And then number 2, after using her ultimate, Asta's charging stacks will not be reduced in the next turn. great. That's fantastic. Like that right there, peak performance right there. It's really, really good. On level 4, Asta's energy regeneration rate increases by 15% when she has 2 or more charging stacks. That just means more ultimates per ultimate. Awesome. We love that shit. That's really good. And I don't think you should ever have less than 2. So, I mean, that's always going to be up. And then number 6, charging stacks lost each turn is reduced by 1. And she loses what? She loses 2? Is that what it is? Is it talent? Reduced by 3 at the beginning of every turn. Okay. So instead of it being reduced by 3, it'll be reduced by 2 every turn, right? Which is, you know, and again, when you use her ultimate, it's even better, I guess. Really, really good. E2, E4, E6. Yeah, I'll go with that. Like, I'll agree with that one, I think. And then March 7th, gonna go over this as well. Where's her Eidolon, dude? There it is. Eidolon level 1 every time March 7th ultimate freezes a target, she generates more energy, which means more ultimate per ultimate. That is overall a very huge win, especially if people don't have stuff like Japard or you know, whatever. Like a lot of people have Clara, really like Clara with, you know, March 7th. This is just overall really good to pull in that case. Upon entering battle, grants a shield equal to 24% of March 7th's defense plus 320 to the ally with the lowest HP percentage. I mean, to be honest, not bad. That just means you get a free shield. Pretty good. Level 4, the talent's counter effect can be triggered 1 more time each turn. This damage dealt by the counter increases by an amount that is equal to 30% of March's defense. I mean, that's just more damage coming out, which instead of damage, this can be looked at as more break effect, right? Because you're running a tank, right? Like, yeah, it is by her defense, but the break effect here can be pretty good, you know, if they are weak to ice, right? And then number 6, allies under the protection of shield granted by the skill restores HP equal to 4% of their max HP plus 1 at the beginning of the turn. That just makes her a way better sustained character. That's really, really good. And especially on those kind of more chip damage-ish fights, or fights that, you know, you just get wombo comboed, like the very beginning, this could kind of save you a little bit, maybe. So overall, let's look at the banner's worth. Dan Heng by himself, an amazing character. If you do have that setup team for him of Yukong, right, which if you're going to summon them on the banner and you got Yukong for free, you know, you already should, right? And then Asta, of course, we already have for free, and March 7th, but they're not in his big actual team comp. The other two are going to be Silverwolf and Lucia. If you have those, right, which means you kind of probably have spent a little bit of money this far, unless you got super lucky. He can still be run, don't get me wrong, but that's like his best team to do with, I think, just because of the guaranteed imaginary resist. You could probably run like Welt or something too if you wanted to instead of Yukong. I don't really know the application for that, but that's up to you guys. You know, people will theory craft and do whatever, and team comps will come out and kind of come full force. But by himself, he does do a lot of damage, a very, very lot of damage, and he's very good at break effect. Like, I feel like all of the imaginary characters, their break effect damage is huge. So I mean, if you do already have Lucia, even if you don't have Silverwolf, man, like you could probably just like slot Payla or some shit and it'll be fine. Like, yeah, it kind of sucks not to having the guaranteed, you know, brute force imaginary, but at that point, you know, you're kind of being min-maxed with it. I think if you have Lucia, this mana probably goes up for you a lot, but regardless, Dan Heng by himself is a very solid character, very, very solid character, and there is a lot of value here on this banner. Asta is used in a lot of budget team comps, so even if you're not pulling for Dan Heng, you might want to just do a couple pulls, just kind of get some Asta Eidolons at the end of the day, right? Same thing with Yukong. Yukong E6 is, you know, peak, but you know, getting E6 is, you know, whatever if you don't already have some Eidolons from the previous banners. And then March 7th, of course, too, if you have Clara or whatever. This banner as a whole isn't very synergistic, I don't think, but it does help you kind of round out maybe some more like budget teams that you're running, or overall just some other characters that you might enjoy running as well, like March 7th, right, with Clara, or, you know, Asta, and any kind of other buffer situation where if you don't have Bronya or, you know, like a good team unit or something. But I mean, Asta has their own place, don't be wrong, especially as a break effect character. That E, insane. But I mean, at the end of the day, do I recommend summoning for this banner if you're The bad part about having a like a damage character here, right? Because he's I don't know what the fuck this is, dude. Is that the AoE one, dude, or edition? Is that what that is, dude? I actually don't know. I actually don't know what this man is, bro. Can I see that? I don't know, dude. Someone tell me. Someone tell me what that is. Does it tell me here somewhere? Probably, if I just look hard enough. I don't know. But like, I mean, he's a damage carry character, right? When you start summoning for those, especially as a free-to-play player, it starts to get a little dicey. If you don't already have like a good carry or secondary carry, Dan Heng will definitely do that for you. Definitely do that for you, especially if you already have some of the more supporting characters, kind of like Lucha, or if you already have Silver Wolf as well. Lucha isn't skill point hungry, so if you do have Lucha, I think this banner goes up regardless if you have Silver Wolf or not, especially with Yukong as well. Like it's really good. So overall, I think if you don't have a really solid carry character, or you don't really have a solid like Welt or something, maybe you just pull for this, or at least maybe dump a couple 10 pulls here to try and get some more March 7th and Asta Eidolons, because at the end of the day, those characters are very good if you're on a budget as well, especially if you have Clara or something from the standard banner. Really good. If you're a whale, dude, bro, post them damage amp videos. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the hardest hitting character that we have for a little bit, because the next one is going to be a tank, right? It's Pushuin, so pretty sure this is the beginning of the power creep era. But nonetheless, very solid banner overall. Pros and cons, I don't think I've really even said cons, man. Like again, if you're on a budget or like free to play, if you already have some solid like damage carries, you can probably skip this one, to be honest. That being said, Dan Heng, pretty cool character, especially like the story. But nonetheless, if you don't have one of those options, then Dan Heng can definitely fill that slot for you. He is a very high damage character. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I missed something, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are summoning for him, not summoning for him, don't care, whatever, let me know. Let's discuss it. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.